Hello guys, and welcome to Laravel 7 tutorials. So guys, in the previous video we successfully implemented the create operations for blogs using Laravel post request, and in this video we are going to implement the read operations for blogs. Once again we are going to use data tables for the listing of blogs, and in this case we are going to see how can we get the relational data in our data tables. Okay, in our case we have a blog relationship with user and categories, and the relationship type is one-to-many, and we have a blog relationship with tags, and this time the relationship type is many-to-many. Okay, so I hope you guys are going to love this because you are going to learn something new and very effective. Okay, so I hope you guys like this video. Okay, so without further talking, let's move forward, and first of all I will move to git bash, and I'm going to run my project php artisan serve. Let's access our project on Google right here. Okay, let's try to access, because I'm already logged in, so I will just move to the backend, that is using dashboard, because we don't have any sort of link to move to backend right here. Let's move to blog, and right here we are going to use this page for the listing of our blogs. But first I want to correct something, and we want to create a swell file for the blog creation. But first of all I want to correct this form. As you can see, the form looks awkward because we don't have any sort of margin and padding right here between these fields. So let's fix this first, and for that I will move to Sublime, resources, backend, create blog right here. Okay, and for that we only need to apply a class form grow to our each input field, and that's it. Let's do that, copy, and I'm going to do this for all the input fields and move forward. Okay, and we don't need this class for the check fields. Okay, so let's try to see it now with the help of refresh, and now everything looks way better. Okay guys, so now the second thing what we want right here is, let's say when we create our blog, I want to see a success message by hitting the swell file. Basically in this case I want to see a success message using swell file. Okay, so let's do that, and for that I will move to Sublime, and I'm going to access my blog controller. Okay, let's move forward. Right here we are creating our blogs, and once everything is done we are simply using redirect back to return back to this same create blog page, and with success as a key and successful as the message right here. Okay, so when we create this we are going to save this success and successful message in our session, so we can get it from right there in this create blog page. So let's do that, and this time we are going to use JavaScript. So you are going to learn how can you assign Laravel session, or let's say Laravel variable, to JavaScript variables right here. So let's do that. Right below where we are implementing the select to and the CK editor, I'm going to create a variable with success, and I'm going to assign it the session success that we have, just like that. And let's say if we don't have anything right here, what you have to do, Laravel, you have to assign it the empty string right here. That's it. Okay, so you can say it's a condition. Let's say if we have anything in this success message, we are going to assign it to this success. If not, we are going to assign the empty string right here to this success. Okay, so I will just describe this scenario right here. Let's say if we visit this page. Okay, so in this case we don't have any sort of session success, so we are not going to hit our swell file right here. Okay, but let's say if I am creating a blog, we are saving some success matches in the sessions, and this time we have, when the page reloads, we have session success key and message, so we can use it to hit the swell file right here. So let's do that, and I'm going to put a condition: if success not equals to let's say empty, then you have to hit this method or do whatever it is, do whatever we have right here. Swell fire icon should be, let's say, success. Title should be once again success, this time with capital S. Okay, and text would be, let's say, blog created successfully, blog created successfully. Okay, that's it. Let's move forward. Okay, so this time right, okay, so it looks fine. Now what we can do is we can simply create a blog. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh the page right here. Okay, now let's create a blog. Let's say my 5th blog with the capital F right here, 5th blog, let's say. Okay, let's just copy this, paste it right here. Let's assign it right here with B capital, small, and let's copy everything from right here so we can apply it forward. And let's say learning Laravel, tag would be, let's say, changed and best. Anything, we can assign anything. Okay, let's move forward and let's select an image and let's put some text. Once again, I'm going to paste it right here for the simplicity, because this is just for the testing purposes, guys. Okay, we can edit it later when we implement our added functionality. Okay, so everything is complete, everything looks fine. Let's create our blog and let's see what happens. Okay, so the blog is created and right here you can see success, blog created successfully. Okay guys, so let me show you with the other one. Let's say if I am going to refresh this page once again, nothing happens. Why? Because we don't have the success in these sessions. Okay, so that's it. And one more thing, maybe you have noticed that when the page was refreshed, we immediately saw a swell fire hitting right here. Okay, so let's say if you want to delay that message, what you can do is you can use set timeout function, and let's say in this case, so I'm going to cut this from right here and paste it just below this if, and right here I'm going to assign the time I want this swell to be delayed. So in this case, let's say 300 milliseconds. That's it, that's more than enough. Okay, so let me see if I didn't break anything right here. Okay, success. Okay guys, so everything looks fine. Let's create a blog once again to see the delay. If you want if you don't want to create it, you can, but in my case I just want to show you my 6th blog. Okay, I'm just going to copy this and let's fix this one with M capital, small, and B small right here, -B. That's it. Let's copy it. Let's say sports, let's say top rated, and lifestyle, let's say, and let's select the image. Once again, I'm going to use one right here. Let's paste it right here, and this time let's assign it a bold. Okay, that's it. Everything looks fine. Create. Blog is created, guys, and now we can see a small delay on this success alert div right here. Okay, modal. So if you want to delay it a bit more, what you have to do, you have to define at a time, let's say 500 milliseconds or 600, whatever you like. So I just wanted to show you, if you want to delay your swell, you can use set timeout function. Okay guys, so that's it from the creation. Now let's move to the read operation, guys. Okay, so let's do that. For that, first of all, let's move to create blog, and I'm going to uncomment this because now we are going to use some JavaScript related file. Okay, so I'm going to name it blogs.js, and now I need to create this file, public, and in the backend, and in the partials, I'm going to create a new file, and the name would be the name that we just assigned right here, blogs.js. Okay, now I don't want to implement everything from the beginning, so in this case I'm just going to move to tags.js. I'm going to copy everything and I'm going to paste it and do the relevant changes. Okay, so in this case we don't need all of these functions. Okay, so I will remove it, and I'm going to keep this delete, but I'm going to remove this update, because once again we are going to use, for the updation of block, we are going to use Laravel post request. Okay, and for the delete we can use this Ajax request. Okay, so I'm just going to comment this out for now. Okay, so you are not confused. Okay, so right here, now let's move to create block. In this case I want to create not this page, sorry guys. Okay, so let's move to the page that is, let's close this, resources, views, and backend, and right here blocks, right here. Okay, so in this case I want to implement the data tables using this ID on this specific table. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it right here. So now we are going to create a data tables on this table that have this specific ID. So everything remains the same. Okay, and in this case I'm just going to change the URL, because in this case we are going to get all the blogs. Okay, get all blogs, and the type would be post. Let's say everything looks fine. That's it. Okay, so yeah, everything looks fine right here, guys. Let's move forward, and now we need to create this route because we don't have it. Let's move to web.php. Okay, and let's move down right here. I'm going to create a route, and let's say route, and method type would be post, get all blogs, and I want to hit this block controller specific method, that is, let's say once again get all blogs. So let's create this method because we don't have any sort of method like this, so let's do that. Okay, so for the read operations I always do this because it is related to reading. So I define a route or function, sorry, not the route but the function just above the create. Why? So that I know that I'm getting all the records right here. It's just my habit. Okay, so you can create your function right here, no problem, but in my case I'm just going to do it right here. Okay, just a bad habit. Okay guys, okay, so get all blogs, and once again guys, I don't need to do anything because we have many things to discuss that is related to data tables. Okay, so in this case once again I'm just going to create a function, get all blogs, and I'm going to get everything from the tags controller. Let's say tags controller right here, we have everything. I'm just going to copy this, copy. Okay, and let's move to block controller right here. Okay, since now we are using data tables, we need to import the classes, and let's say in that case we use this response, not this response but this is necessary right here. Let's do that, and I'm going to assign it right here. Okay, so we have assigned the data table, sorry, we have imported a class right here. Now we need to do the relevant changes, make sure we have blogs right here. Okay, so now I want to get all the data from the blogs. So I need to do is I want all the blogs. Okay, return not the tags but the blogs right here, because now we are creating data tables of blogs. That's it. Okay, so now I want blog here, and a blog here, and a blog here, and here. Let's do that. Okay, yeah, here as well, and right here. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, so we have, I don't know why, but we have multiple semicolons. Okay guys, let's see it now. Let's move to blogs and let's see what we have. Okay, let's see if we have any error. Okay guys, so I don't think we have any sort of error. Let's refresh. Okay, so we don't have error, any sort of error. Let's see if we are able to get right here. Okay, so for that let's do dd here. Okay, and let's do a refresh. Okay, so maybe I'm doing something wrong. let's see. Let me see what I'm doing wrong right here, and I will show it to you. Okay guys, so I got the issue, and the issue is we are not using blogs.js right here in this blog blade, where basically previously guys we corrected or uncommented this file from this create blog page. I think so, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, right here, see. So we are not using this file right here, but we are using it in the blogs blade. Let's do a refresh once again. Okay, so now we have some sort of error which we can handle now on the basis of our knowledge. Let's move to network, and right here, okay, so I can see the message that I printed right here, dd here. Let's remove this. Let's do a refresh now. Okay, so let's see what we have now. Okay, we have a 500, and this is related to carbon. Okay, so we need to import the carbon, and I'm just going to copy it from right here, and I'm going to save some time right here quickly. Let's do a refresh now. Okay, so now we have name. Okay, so now the error makes sense. Why? Because we have a records right here, but guys, as you know, we don't have any sort of column related to blogs with the name, a column name right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, title. Okay, so that's how you debug your code. Okay guys, let's move forward, refresh, and let's see what we have now. Okay, so now we have our name. We don't have the created at and updated at time right here. Why? Any sort of guesses? Let me show you. Because guys, while we were testing our blogs, we created some blogs into the database directly, and our database is this one, blogging, and we didn't created any sort of created at and updated at timestamp. Okay, so when we are using Eloquent for the database, or let's say record creation, what Eloquent does is it is going to insert the created at and updated at time for you. Okay, so this is the reason, and you can see some extra blog that I have 4th and 5th. You don't need to worry about. All you have to do is you need to list your blogs right here. Okay, so let me just show you quickly that we don't have any sort of created at and updated at time right here. Okay, so now everything makes sense. Now what I want to do is, because in this case we are going to have many blogs, and I want these blogs to be in the reverse or inverse or chronological order. Okay, basically chronological order is the reverse order or the latest first order. Okay, so in this case, let's say if I'm going to create a blog, I want that specific blog to be on the top of the list right here. Okay, so for that I will move to this blog.js, and I'm going to change the order, let's say with the help of 0, and it should be descending. Okay, and let's do a refresh. Okay, so now we can see it starts from 10 right here. Okay guys, so everything makes sense. Okay, now the next thing is let's say we want to get the user in this data table. Let's see how can we do that. Okay, so I will move to blog controller, and right here we have to do some changes. Okay, and I'm just going to copy this because I want to show you these specific methods. Okay, and let's say in this case I want user_id of this specific block which we are looping right now. Okay, basically in this case we have multiple blocks, and what Datatables does right here with the help of edit column, it is going to for each, and it is going to save the relevant value for you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And now what we need to do is all I need right here is I want to get, let's say, return user. If I don't do it like this, let me just show you the simpler way. Okay, let me just show you the simpler way first. Okay, let's move to blog.js, and I'm going to add a column right here in the JS file. Okay, and name would be, let's say, user_id, and right here as well user_id. Okay, now that we have created an additional column right here, we need to change the numbers of these actionable fields or columns. So it should be now 5 and this one should be 6. Okay, one more change that we need to do is on the block blade I need to create another heading that will be, in this case, user, let's say. Okay, and for instead of name we are going to have title of our blog. Okay, let's refresh it now. Okay guys, so now you can see we have our title, we have our user, and we are getting the IDs right here. Okay, so now how can we get the username right here, because the user ID is not relevant to us, or we can't guess which of what is the name of this specific user. The name is, let's say, that have a specific ID of 1. So let's print a name instead of this one. Okay, and let's see how can we do that. Let's move to block controller once again. I will uncomment this out right here. Okay, now I want to return a span with class, let's say badge. Okay, and let's say badge minus success and badge minus pill or hyphen pill. Okay, and I'm going to close this span right here, and I'm going to concatenate something that is $blog. Now I'm going to use the relationship that we created, so I will open blog.php for you right here, and I'm going to, in this case we want to get the username, so I'm going to use user name. Okay, and let's close this span and slash right here. That's it, everything looks fine. Okay, so now let's see what we have. Refresh, and now you can see we have our username right here, but the data table is handling this HTML right here as a variable, or you can say as a normal let's say text. So what we need to, how can we fix this? These are the all things that I wanted to show you, so that you can get your data, relational data, into the data tables, and you can implement some HTML to put something, let's say that is more, put something right here that is more attractive. Let's say if I don't do this span, a blog name would be just like this right here. Okay, so I want it to be a little bit changed, and for that purpose I need to implement the badge right here. Okay, so how can we get this HTML be handled as HTML in data tables? It's very simple guys, that let's see how can we do that. Raw column and handle this user underscore ID as an HTML. That's it. We don't need to define anything else, just raw column and user ID. That's it. Now it will handle this span etc. as an HTML. Let's see, refresh. Okay, so we have some sort of error. Let's see what we have. I think I made some mistake. Yajrak raw column. Okay, I think I made a mistake right here. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I misspelled it. Raw columns. That's it. Okay, so that's the only change. Let's do a refresh once again. Okay, so now you can see we have our username and it's inside the span, and now we are handling our HTML efficiently right here. Okay, so similarly we can print the category names just like this. So I will just copy this one because I need to show you many things in this video guys. Okay, so I hope you are going to love it. Category underscore ID. Okay, and in this case I want to get the category name, so I will switch to the blog. I will close this tag, and in this case I want this function method, and right here category, blog category, and category name. That's it. And this time let's do a dark badge. Okay, and we need to handle this one as well as a raw HTML. So let's do that. We need to assign category underscore ID. So now it should be handled, this span should be handled as an HTML. let's refresh, but we don't have any sort of column for category. So let's create one, and I will move to block.js. I'm just going to copy this and let's paste it right here, and this time it should be category underscore ID, and right here as well category underscore ID. Okay, now once again we have to move our counting right here to 6 and to 7. Okay, just keep that in mind. Let's move for the last change, that is creating a heading. Okay, right here, and in this case I want category. Okay, let's do a refresh. Okay guys, so now you can see we have our category right here. Okay guys, so I hope you guys are loving it. Okay, let's move forward, and we need to implement the last relationship, that is with the tags, and this is a bit different. Why? Because we have a many-to-many relationship. So guys, I just want to tell you that I know these things, how to get the relational data into the data tables, but I just wanted to show you. Let's say if you have anything in your mind, you can search it and you will find it on the Yajra data tables documentation. Let me show you. Okay, so let's move right here, and I'm going to find Yajra data tables. That's it. Let's move to this yajrabox.com. Okay, and let's move to getting started, demo applications, and this time my relationship type is many-to-many. So I will move forward, and right here you can see all the relationship examples. So I will move to mine belongs to many, open, source code, and right here what you need to do is copy a specific code that is related to you and not all. Okay guys, because we have right here we have some differences. That is, let me show you. I'm just going to copy everything from right here to this add column. Why? Because we are not getting we are not using eloquent like this, and this query relates to this specific query that is totally different from ours. And then once after here in the example they have completed their query, what they are doing, return $this data table, etc. So here you can see the differences, but all you have to do, just keep your mind open while copying this file. Okay, so for me this is the relevant code according to my need. So I will just copy it, and I'm going to paste it right here. As simple as that guys. Now in this case, why are we using add column? Because guys, we don't have any sort of column that holds the tags ID right here in the blocks table. See, we have category ID, user ID, but for the tags ID we have a pivot table, and that is right here, block tag. Okay, this blog is related to guys the lectures I'm making in Urdu language, and this blogging is related to us, as I have told you many times. Okay, so in this case, see blogs, and right here you can't find tags ID, but you will find it in the pivot table, that is block tag. Okay, so now we need to get the data from this table. Okay, so that's why what we are doing right here is add column. Okay, so we can use any column to get the tags of these specific blocks which we are using for each right here. But in my case, I just want to show you how can you get many-to-many relationship data. So I'm just going to show it to you, and later on I don't need this, so I will comment it out in front of you. Okay, but for that, let's say we can get the relationship with the help of title, URL, etc. But in my case, I will get it using the ID. Okay, so I'm just going to do that, and let's move forward. And in this case, we are using block table, and we want to use it as $block. Let's move forward. Right here I want to use once again $block, the one we defined right here, and in this time we have a relationship of blocks with tags, so we need to replace it with the method name that we have right here. See, tags. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, map function. Now what I want to do is I want to map the tags of this specific block, and I want to return them as an individual. So let's do a tag right here, and I don't need this limit right here. So what I'm going to do is simply let's create a span once again. So let's copy it from right here, okay, to save some time once again. Okay, so let's do the change right here, and the change is I want this time the tag name. That's it, because we have already used a relationship right here, tags. Then we are mapping our blogs tags that are related to this specific blog which we are using for each for. Okay, so now let's try it out. And now in this case we are not going to have the ID column right here, but instead we are going to print the tags right here. Okay, so let's say if you want to change the heading right here, you can do that. Okay, let's say tags, and let's see everything is fine. Okay, and one more thing, I need to assign it to right here. Now I want this ID column to be handled as a raw HTML right here. Okay, so let's do that. Refresh and let's see what we have. Okay, so now you can see we have our tags right here. See, nice and shining. So I hope you guys like this. Okay. Okay guys, let's move forward. Now I want to remove the BR because it is going to take a new line for each of the blocks. So what you can do is you can remove this BR and you can use and BSP. That's it, to provide some space. That's it. Refresh. Okay, so now you can see we have our tags in one specific line and that are separated from each other right here. Okay, so I hope you guys liked it. Okay, so I am going to just keep it for some time because I want you guys to be happy about this. Okay, let's move forward, and now is the time to get the image. Let's do that guys. Okay, we don't need to do anything for the images right here. So let's move to blog.js, and I'm going to use let's create a column first. So let's copy this. I know I'm copying a lot of stuff because but it is for you, because I need to explain each and everything for you, and we have already implemented these basics in tags, or sorry, categories related code, and we have seen each of the operation create, read, update, delete in great detail. Okay, so I just want to explain these things to you so you can understand it better. So this time I want an image right here, and I want an image right here. Okay, and we need to create a table heading for this. So just below this I am going to use images or image, let's say. Okay, let's move forward, and basically to show the image in the data tables we need to do some stuff. Okay guys, so let's do that. I'm going to copy this column definition that is related to action, so just so that we can quickly implement our method. Okay, now I want to render function data type row meta so we can get everything right here. Now let's do our query right here. Okay, so this time I want an image. Okay, and let's say the source would be not searchable, but let's close this image first. Okay, source should be, any guesses guys? So first of all we need to see where are we saving our images that are related to blocks. So these are inside public, and then we have these images not in the backend, sorry guys, so in the public and images. So how do we go right there? First of all guys, we need to use the base URL. Let's say if you move your application to the domain or to a live site, let's say your website is live now, so you are not going to get the image because the domain is changed. It is changed from localhost to something.com. Okay, so now you have to get the base URL right here so that you can access your public folder directly. So for that what I'm going to do is $, and I'm going to use base URL just like that. Then what I want is basically this base URL is going to land us right here in the public folder. Then I can say I want to access images, then I want to access, let's see the remaining folder, blog images, and there you will find a file with name $. Any guesses guys? We can use raw, right here that we used right here. So raw dot image, that's it guys. Okay, so I need to I'm going to implement the classes, and one thing I'm missing for sure right here, that is double quotes. So let's do it right here. Start it from right here and close it right here. Okay guys, so let's implement some classes. Class, and in this case class should be any guesses guys. So I want image thumbnail and rounded. Okay guys, okay, let's see what we have now. Okay, so the this name should be changed to 0 and 1. So let's write 1 right here, and I think we have already changed this or not. 0 1, let's say count it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So it should be 8 9. No, sorry, I'm wrong. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Yeah, it should be 8 9 now. 8 9, not 8 9. Basically I started from the 0. We need to start from the 0, so it should be 7 and this should be 8. Let's do a refresh. Okay guys, so now you can see images right here. Okay, so I hope you like this stuff. Okay, I hope you guys like it. Okay, let's move forward. And one more thing that I would like to add, let's say if you don't want to implement the search on these images, you can simply remove it just like this. Let's use this copy and let's do it for this image. That's it. Okay, one more thing you have noticed already, that is that we don't have images for some blogs. Why? Any guesses guys? Because we created some blogs without any images, and when we were implementing a relationship for testing purposes, I just wrote some random text right here, my second blog, my third blog, so it is unable to find these images, and you are seeing this error because of this, because it was unable to find these specific images which doesn't exist. Okay, so this is the scenario right here, but once we implement our edit functionality, we can change it easily. Okay, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay guys, so now we have changed this, and now you can see the image column is not searchable because of this. Okay guys, let's move forward. Now I need to get, first of all, I don't need this created at and updated at time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove these two fields. So these are right here, no, sorry, right here. And since we removed two fields, we need to change it to 5 and to 6. Okay, let's see, and let's move to blogs.blade, created at and updated at. Let's remove this. That's it. Let's do a refresh. Okay, so now everything looks fine. Okay guys, okay. So now what I want is, I want the remaining columns. Basically guys, for title, you can see we don't need to do anything. You can get your titles simply like this. Okay, just put the name of column in the database right here, and just create a table heading. That's it, you will get it. So similarly, you can get the URL, you can get the image alt, you can get the meta, and you can get the short description and description. But there is a minor change in the plan, that is, let's say if you have, because in our case we can have a short description of 500 characters, so we need to restrict it. Why? Let me show you with an example. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. Sorry, I'm just going to put some random text. Let's say if I have something copied, okay, and let's put it right here. Okay, so one row is affected. Let's refresh. Okay, so because we are not printing anything, let's implement the short description. Let's show it right here so we can see the changes. Okay, let's do that. I will move to blog.js, and I want to basically see short description. So what we want to do, we can simply copy this column and assign it the name short underscore description. Okay, let's copy this and paste it right here. Okay, and we need to add the column, and we need to change the numbers right here, 6 7. I know guys, I'm changing these numbers again and again, but I need to show you all these steps sequentially so that you can learn from it and you can understand it better. Okay, let's create a column right here as well, sorry, table heading, and that should be short description. Okay, let's move to Google, refresh, let's see what we have. Okay guys, so you can see we have a short description column and it is taking approximately 50% of the width of our table. Why? Because of this text right here. Okay, so that's what I wanted to tell you, that you can restrict your text right here in the data tables using simply using a simple logic. So let's do that. Okay, I just wanted to show you all these steps. Copy and let's say paste, and this time I want to edit the column that is short description blog created at, no, I don't need anything like that. Okay, but I want return string and let's say words, and words should be, let's say, $. In this case the word is blog short description, and I want to restrict it to, let's say, 25 characters, sorry, 25 words, not characters, and then we can put some ending to it, right, like just like this, so that a user can understand that we have some more text. Okay, let's try to do that and let's put a short description. I think we don't need that. Okay, let's try it first that way, refresh. Okay, so we have some issue. Let's see where we have it. Okay, yeah, we are not using the str string right here, so let's add this class use str string, basically short form. Okay, let's do a refresh and now you are able to see some data. Okay, so we have restricted our data, but I don't think it's working. Anyway, let's count this, or let's say we don't want, or we can, yeah, let's see if it is working or not. Let's say I want only 2 words, and let's refresh to make sure that it is working or not. Okay guys, so this was working perfectly fine, but we haven't exceeded the 25 words character limits, so let's do 25 once again. Okay, so now if you are going to count it, you will find 25 words. Okay, so that's why we can't see anything like dotted. So let's say we only need to see 10 words. Okay, that's it. If you want to use the characters, you can use the character limit as well, but in my case I want to use the word, so the sentence is complete. Okay guys, so now we have restricted it to the 10 words. Let's say, let's count here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 exactly. Okay, so it is working perfectly fine guys. We are not having tags right here, maybe because of some configuration issue, or maybe I deleted something, so you don't need to worry about. If you have your tags in place and you haven't deleted it, you will see your tags just like this. Okay, so now we have restricted a short description limit right here. So these are all the things that I wanted to show you and I wanted you to learn. So I hope you guys I hope you guys are liking it up till now. Okay, let's move forward. One more thing to show you, that is description. Okay, we can get the description similarly as the other fields, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so let's do it like this. This video could have been short guys, but I really wanted to show you all these stuff that you can play around with this data tables, and you name it and you have everything in Yajara data tables, so you don't need to create your own data tables. Okay, let's move forward and I'm going to create it right here. Okay, and we need to change, because we have added a column right here, so we need to change the number to 7 right here and to 8, this one to 8. Let's refresh. Let's see what we have. Okay guys, so now you can see, since for the blocks we are using CK editor, and when we create some text, let's say we are saving it in the p tag, paragraph, strong, the one I created the last, I put a strong label on it, like I wrote it as a bold element, so that's why you are seeing p, strong, etc. So how can we deal with this thing? Okay, so there is a way, guys, so that's why I'm here, and that is, you already know it, but I just wanted to let you guys know. If you can guess right here, you let's guess, it's for you guys. Just pause the video for a second and just think what we can do. Okay, so now I am going to tell you guys, we need to simply add an edit column, in this case this one. Okay, we don't need to do anything. Return description. Okay, $blog description, that's it. Okay, we don't need to do anything. That's it. Now we can simply add a column right here. Okay, refresh. Okay guys, so now you can see everything. Datatables is handling everything efficiently. Okay guys, so now you can see the text is in bold right here. Why? Because I used a bold font. Okay, for this I used a bold for this. Okay, so I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys are loving it. Okay, because it is really helpful for you guys. Okay guys, so now some things that I want to mention right here. I'm not going to have some of these fields, but before that I just want to tell you one more thing. Let's say if you have a huge description right here, okay, so you can restrict it the same way, just like this we did with the short description. But in my case, I am not going to have this description, and I just want to tell you that you can assign the width of each of this column as well on your own. Let's try that. Okay, let's just first try that, and then I will remove the unnecessary columns that I'm not going to have in my project for myself. Basically this is related to you, this project is related to you, so if you want to have all of these fields, you can, no problem. Okay, it's just that I don't want the unnecessary fields. Okay, so let's make a change, and for you guys I want to show you that we can assign the width of the columns as well. So let's do that, guys. Okay, and for that I'm going to have width of, let's say, 30%, or let's say 50%, and I want to assign this width to a specific column. Any guesses, guys? Okay, let's do it for a short description, let's say. Okay, so let's do targets, and the description column number is, let's say, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's say 6. Okay, so I want my sixth column to be of 50% of the total width of the table. Okay, basically we have a table of let's say 100% width. We want 50% to this specific column. Assign it. Okay guys, so now you can see we have successfully assigned the 50% of our table width to this description. Let's say if you want to exceed, let's try this. Okay, guys, so similarly you can assign, as you can see there is not much difference, because at least we can have some sort of width for these columns as well, because we have many columns right here. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so yeah guys, it is going to be limited to some point. Okay, so just wanted to tell you that you can assign the width of each of the column. Let's say if you want to expand the width of the first column, what you can do is assign the width just like this, and target, and in target you are going to assign the respective number. In this case this should be 0. Okay, because Datatables numbering also starts like programming from 0. Okay guys, okay, so if you want to keep it, you can. I'm just going to restrict it just like this, and I'm going to let's keep it for the short description. So for the short description the column is 5th. Okay, let's do it. Refresh, and now is the time I'm going to remove some unnecessary field. Okay, so guys, these tags are totally irrelevant right here because we only want to see any specific blogs. Let's say if I want to edit any specific blog, the most important thing is the title and the ID, or let's say image, to recognize this. So this tags is totally irrelevant, so I'm just going to remove it. If you want to have it right here in this table, you can, but in my case I just don't want that. Okay, so I will move to block controller. I'm just going to uncomment all of these in front of you so there is no confusion left. Okay, I will remove the ID column from right here. Okay, and let's move up because I want to use the ID as an ID, so I will just comment it out. That's it. Now what we need to do is I am going to change the heading to ID, or let's say hash. That's it. Or I will move to right here. Okay, so everything looks fine right here. Let's do a refresh so we don't break anything. Okay, so now I have my IDs in place. Okay, now let's say the other thing, I want the user to be there so that I can get who was the user or who is the owner of this specific blog, so we can get the idea of. Okay, and in this case I want the category as well because it's simple and only one text right here. As you can see, only one specific we can say categories, and for the tags we can have multiple, so that's a bit awkward. Okay, now the other thing, I don't want a description because description can be of, let's say 5,000 word, 4,000 word, and we don't want to restrict because we don't need a description right here. Let's say we have our blog right here. If we click on edit, we are going to move to an edit page where we can have brief description of each of these fields. So why do we need to play it or print the description right here? So for that purpose, I'm just going to remove this description. Okay, and I'm going to move back this column to 7 and this one to 6. Okay, one more thing, I need to remove it from right here. And let's move to controller, and I'm going to remove it or comment it out. Okay, it's totally your project, guys. You can use this description tags in the tables. I'm saying it again and again because it's your project. It's just that I'm not liking the table right here with description, short description. We have our title, we have our short description, we can get the idea of our blog. Let's refresh. Okay guys, so ID, image, title, user, category, short description, and I want one more column right here, and that is of the status. So let's do that because in our database we have only 1 or 0, let's say, if any case. Let's implement that first. Okay, so I will quickly move to block control right here. Okay, and let's do the edit column. Basically I will move these commented out methods next to each other. Okay, so copy this and I'm going to paste it right here, and in this case it should be active, and I want to basically I want to edit this column. That's why I'm doing all this. Okay, return not return, let's put a condition right here. Okay, if $blog active equals to 1, then what you have to do is return let's say span. So we can use the span from right here. Let's copy this. Okay, and right here, let's say if I don't do anything and I want to concatenate the $blog active, we can simply do that, and let's correct it right here. Okay, so if it is active, what you have to do, assign this and else, and let's return this again with something different. Let's say for active, let's say success or warning, whatever you like. You can assign the class. It's your project, guys. Let's see. Okay, so we need to create a column for that. Okay, let's move here and I'm going to create a column quickly, copy and paste, and right here I want active. Okay, active, and let's move it once again 7, 8, and we need a heading right here as well. So let's do that, and the heading would be, let's say, status. Status. Okay, let's see what we have now. Okay guys, so now we have span, and if we assign this column active to right here, let's see what we have then. Okay, let's refresh. We are going to have simply 1 or 0, and we can't get any sort of idea with the help of 1 or 0. Basically it is this section is used by a simple user, and he doesn't know what does this 1 or 0 mean. So what we can do, guys, we can simply put some text right here according to our need. Let's say I don't need this concatenation and I don't need this either, so I will just write approved or approved. Yes, approved block would be fine, and let's remove it from right here, and let's put a text of awaiting approval. Okay, so now in case if we have 0 and the default block is hidden, we are going to get awaiting approval. Okay, so we can see our text approved. Okay, now let's change 1 or 2 blocks to inactive so that we can see something. Okay, let's edit it again. Sorry guys, sorry for that. I will open this. Let's change it to 0. Basically we don't have edit functionality, that's why I have to move right here. Okay, and let's do it for this one as well. So now guys, we have 3 blocks that are inactive. Okay guys, so now you can see some blocks are for awaiting admin approval right here, and most of them are approved. Okay, so we did that using our logic, simple logic. Okay, now guys, I just want to share with you one last thing, that is our block is complete right here, but I just want to mention that, let's say in this case, in my case, in our case, in this project related case, basically guys, we are going to get all the blocks right here. Okay, let's say we have 500 blocks, and let's say 200 of them are inactive or awaiting approval. In the status of awaiting approval, we are going to get all the blocks right here. Okay guys, the ones that are waiting for approval and the ones are approved, which are approved. So we are going to get all the blocks. Just in case, let's say if you want to do it differently, and in your case you want to get the blocks that are active, so what you can do is you can simply change your query right here to where active is 1 get. That's it guys. Now we are only going to see the ones that are active in the status with approved. See, we are having total of 7 blocks, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So that's what you can do, and we are going to have awaiting approval blocks page separately. So on this page, on blocks page right here, we are going to get all the blocks. Okay, so just wanted to mention that, maybe it is necessary for in your case. Okay, so guys, this project is related to you, and I'm doing all this stuff for you, so you can use it the way you like. You can have a short description field, URL, meta, whatever you like, but in my case I'm going to have these specific fields right here that I just created in front of you. Okay, so the ID, image, title, user, category, short description, status, edit and delete. Okay, so we are going to implement that in the next videos. Okay, so the last thing, if you want to increase or decrease the size of the image or width or height of the image, what you can do is you can simply assign a class right here. Okay, just create a class in your CSS file and make sure that file is included on the back end side of your project, and then you can simply assign a class right here. Okay, so that's it from this video. I hope you guys like this video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you, take care, and yes guys, be ready for the next video. Okay, take care.